Hey, so continuing on the topic of veganism and animal rights, animal industry is the cruelest and most barbaric industry on the planet, and it's one of the most destructive, and it's more destructive than the entire transport industry. We kill more than 150 billion animals every year. 150 billion. There are 7 billion humans on the planet. So during the period of just a few years, we probably kill more animals than the entire number of humans that were born on the planet until now. 7 billion humans right now, and we kill 150 billion animals every year. If we continue like this, in 10 years, if that much, the planet will collapse completely. Besides, if you eat animals, you have no right to complain about destruction of the planet, because the animal industry is one of the most destructive ones. You can't blame politicians because you're part of the problem and not the solution. President Trump, of whom I'm not a fan, pulled out of the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement. A lot of people were outraged, but if you're not vegan, you have no right to criticize him, because the animal industry is one of the most destructive ones. Also, think about the negative energy this generates. Billions of animals slaughtered every year. The resulting energy is immensely negative. Forget the new age bullshit and thinking positive and stuff like that. It doesn't solve anything. We're not ascending. The planet is not ascending. On the contrary. Also, I want to talk about animal welfare. Animal welfare is bullshit. For instance, think about dairy cows. There are no happy cows. Dairy cows are literally raped, and when their babies are born, they're taken away from their mothers. They're taken away in agony, in panic, and if they're male, they're fattened up to be slaughtered. If they're female, they'll have a horrible life like their mothers. This would be like having, for instance, women trapped in a farm, raped, their children taken away, and their milk removed. Do you think that's humane? Of course not. There's nothing humane about that. Additionally, the transport of live animals for thousands of miles, during which many of them die horrible deaths. And when they reach their destination, the ones that reach their destination alive, they are slaughtered. For instance, the way animals are butchered, skinned alive, and so on. Humane death is bullshit. There's nothing humane about killing. Also, another issue that recently has risen is that plants feel pain. As far as I'm concerned, that's bullshit. They're living beings, they react, but they don't feel pain. Besides, we don't kill most of the mother plants. To eat fruits, we don't cut down the trees. Most vegetables, we don't kill the mother plant to harvest the vegetables. We only kill those who grow under soil, like carrots, potatoes, and they are already dying when we harvest them. So that's not even an issue. Do you know what all abusers have in common? They all believe that their life is worth more than the life of their victims. And I'll give you an example. Bees and humans. Whose life, for you, whose life matters the most? Probably all of you or most of you said or think that humans, the life of humans matter more than the life of bees. However, if humans disappeared, Earth would thrive. If bees disappeared, life on the planet would probably end. And I want to make it very clear that I'm not anti-human. I just hate the arrogance of humans who place themselves on a pedestal as the most important species above all others, and also this ridiculous idea that we're superior. We're not superior, we're just another species on the planet and in the universe. A very delicate issue is the Holocaust, the Jewish Holocaust, which was nothing. I'm sorry, but it was nothing compared to the animal holocaust that happens every day. 10 million people, if that much, because numbers vary a lot. 10 million people died during the Second World War. We kill 150 billion animals every year. So 10 million, 150 billion. And you're probably outraged by what I just said. And I ask you why? Why? Because you believe humans are more important than animals? The Nazis also thought they were superior and that Jews were inferior and thus their life was worthless. If you eat animals, you're following the same line of reasoning as the Nazis, as simple as that. The only difference is the species of the victims. If you think eating animals and using them as we please is justifiable, then all abuses are justifiable. Slavery, racism, rape, and so on. It's absurd, but that's the way it is. And if you believe it's natural to eat animals because wild animals eat each other, then you should also do what they do when they're sick. They go to a corner to die. They don't have hospitals, they don't go to the doctor. And they also take other animals' territory when they challenge them and win. They take their females, they'll kill their cubs, in the case of lions. So it doesn't sound so good, does it? Besides, our body is more similar to the herbivores than carnivores, with our long intestines and teeth to grind instead of cutting through flesh. You may say that there is demand for meat and you can't do anything about it. Well, there's also demand for human trafficking. So does it make it okay? Of course not. We have to stop this. We've been indoctrinated by the so-called experts. Just follow the money trail and you'll see the real intentions behind the claims. Certain people call me extreme, and I say no. Extreme is torturing animals, slitting their throats, skinning them alive, using them as objects or products. That's extreme. We also have lately pathetic scripts of TV shows and films of superheroes and people with superpowers and depict them as a fictional step in human evolution. And I say no, the real next step in human evolution is ethical veganism, respect for all life, period. If you eat animals, as far as I'm concerned, you're obsolete. I also want to address the issue of having pets. Do you have pets? If you do, would you be willing to kill them for food or their fur? And I ask you, why not? Apparently in China it is allowed for cats and dogs, for instance, to be killed by the millions. So what's the difference? Some cultures consider some animals pets and others food. So, but in reality there is no difference between all of those animals. We're the ones who create those differences, and each culture decides which animals are cute and should be treated as pets and which animals are used as food. So cats, dogs, pigs, chickens, they all feel pain. And by the way, please don't buy animals, because if you buy animals, you're contributing to animal exploitation. adopt, and then neuter and spay them. Also, don't go to zoos, marine parks, or circuses with animals, because you're only contributing to animal exploitation. And I'm gonna read you two expressions. One of them was attributed to Mahatma Gandhi. Quote, "The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated," unquote. Well, if we see globally the way how we treat animals, then we can see the level of greatness of humanity, or the lack of it. Another expression was attributed to Albert Einstein. Quote, "The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing," unquote. So if you see violence being perpetrated against humans or animals, do something, say something, intervene. But not everything is bad. For instance, the European Union and other countries have already banned testing cosmetic products on animals. We already have enough information and technology to waive all animal testing. Sorry. Sorry. But unfortunately, there are still countries such as China, one of the worst, if not the worst. There are still countries with a very low level of evolution that require animal testing, but it's not necessary at all. Okay, I'm going to leave you a few links to documentaries, and I highly recommend that you watch them. What you'll see is the rule and not the exception. And it's not because you don't see that cruelty towards animals that it stops. It's exactly the opposite. It's because you don't see it that it doesn't stop. After watching these two videos that I made, after watching the documentaries, I recommend. And if you're still not even pondering becoming a vegan, I'm very, very sorry, but your level of evolution and consciousness is still very low at this point. And I hope you'll evolve soon, because life on the planet, as we know it, depends upon that. Okay, that's a wrap for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment my videos. And until next time, try to be happy and to make others happy. So, bye.